to the Warzone Amateur Hour podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Warzone Amateur Hour podcast. This is episode number 125, a quarter of the way to 500. As you all likely were expecting here with season 3 going live this past week. Monumental time in the Warzone. Expecting quite a bit about that, but without really bearing the lead or building up the drama here, we have an announcement that this episode right here will be the final Warzone Amateur Hour podcast, at least for the foreseeable future. With that said, while that sting and pain trickles from your cheeks and lingers in your heart, I will turn to the 10-Inch Cowboy to ask you, Cowboy, for perhaps the final time, how was your week in the Warzone?
Wow, I thought we would probably save that till the end there. But yes, my week was all right. Season 3 updates. Snipers now one shot headshots, which is always fun. Also fucking kind of a nightmare too. But basically playing duos right now is unplayable. It's just the worst. So, and I played probably that more than anything last week, which was a mistake. The only thing that I'm really kind of having fun playing, to be honest, is like the trios or quads, massive map resurgence, which has been, a good time, especially if you can get 4 friends playing. But other than that, yeah, it's been pretty rough. Super stale. I fucking am pretty much over the rebirth map. And yeah, like I said, the only thing I like playing is the big map resurgence mode, which is actually pretty fun. The massive resurgence isn't bad, especially with 3 or 4. But yes, I mean, I worked in now the MCPR. I'm using the Vaznev. What is that weapon that, oh my gosh.
Imperium?
No, it's the AR that's now fucking great. And I'm totally blanking.
The M4?
M4 is really great little AR right now. Fun fire rate. It slaps 60 round mags. I really like the M4. So yeah, I played with that. Yeah, played with the MCPR, which I now have fully leveled. But the week was all right. It's just kind of the same old shit, to be honest. Even with the Season 3 update, it's just the same old shit. But I'll turn it to you. How was your week in the Warzone?
Well, to backtrack to the thoughts that, the big news of this episode would be buried to the end, if you're going to take me out and, tell me to fucking my shit's on the doorstep and we're done and you never want to see me again and you blocked me on Facebook, like, I don't want to fucking eat my fettuccine Alfredo and then find that out after the case. Just tell me up front, why'd you even invite me out here into this public space so I wouldn't freak out and cause a fucking scene? Is that what this is about? So anyways, I've always been transparent, always believed in integrity. We're going to get that info up front. But that said, yeah, quite a week in the Warzone. Season 3 going live at first. I'm hearing reviews. It's pretty positive. I will quote you, Cowboy, in our dedicated Warzone thread. You said, quote, having a blast, which that was wild to read. But I guess that didn't last.
Yeah, I mean, the first few games with the one-shot headshot sniper, it was really fun. It was just exciting. Finally, it was exciting again. That novelty wore off pretty quick. It's still, I like having it more than I didn't. But I think that, I guess it was, we've been hopeful for so long that there was going to be big changes and that the game wouldn't be as static and stagnant and just fucking the same old shit. And then, so we kind of had some optimism, I guess. Hope, maybe. Hope is the right word for Season 3. And then, yeah, the one-shot sniper downs was great. But that, I mean, it's pretty small change, It's not like that can carry the fucking enthusiasm for a while. So yeah, I mean, like a week later, I was like, all right, fuck, nothing changed, and then the hope's gone, and that's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah, I mean, leading up to season 3, we had got confirmation of the one-shot headshot. They released the day before. It was like, oh, there's pacing changes, there's movement changes, like global shaking this thing up, resurfacing this clay. The community hyping it up the best they could. I feel like they were like Warzone was saved. It came out after the fact that they had an internal call with Activision or whomever prior to the launch, and were kind of promised a lot of things were going to be dramatically changed. So they were really, trying to get that positivity out there. But then season 3 goes live. The sentiment immediately just tumbles down the shitter, which, I think maybe aggressively some people are getting nuts. But long story short, yeah, the community saying this is terrible. I think Aiden tweeted something like Warzone 1 is like a 4.0 out of 10, and Warzone 2 is a 4.0 out of 10, and Warzone 2 Season 3 is like a 4.1. Everyone sharing their dismay. The movement was not as dramatic, was not as sped up. It feels a little tighter, a little smoother, but nothing to really change your fucking gameplay. And then all of this culminated the day of release with like people in like streamers chats, like I guess death threats were issued, which is just so fucking out of this world. That's like, I didn't hear the specific threats of death, but it's like you're going to threaten to kill someone because they hyped a game and you don't like what happened. I don't know. A lot of shit going on with the community there, Cowboy.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people are fucking backing away, huh? Like a lot of people are like, all right, I'm fucking done. I'm not streaming it anymore. This game sucks. It's no longer just Dr. Disrespect throwing shade.
Yeah, no, I mean, look at Twitch. Really is a good barometer. Warzone's numbers deteriorating. There's now, again, we've talked about some of these other competitors coming out. Well, there's another brand new one that kind of came out of the woodwork, at least, on my radar. I think it's Ubisoft's behind them. It's called X Defiant. It's a first-person shooter. There's a beta going on right now. You can play it on console or PC, but there's tons of people doing that. It's like people are typing it up as a COD killer. Other content creators are like, this is a fad. No, everyone's going to come back to COD. It's like this. The community is schisming. There's so much toxicity out there. And this ain't like the toxic ooze that's going to turn people into fucking Ninja Turtles. This is like the ooze that's going to melt your fucking skin and bones off. Like the COD's in a bad place right now. I haven't been steeped in this community prior, really to doing this podcast, but definitely the worst place I've ever seen it. I don't know where we go from here. I mean, we on the podcast not going to be here, but I don't know where this fucking community, where these streamers, what do you think's going to happen?
I don't know. I haven't really been around for a collapse before. What does happen? The game just kind of goes away? I don't know.
Yeah. It's like our first stock market crash. It's like we're back graduating undergrad here, getting ready to buckle up, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll see, I guess. I don't really know, what does happen. I don't know.
Well, and the thing is, initially this was supposed to be a 2-year cycle. Modern Warfare 2 was supposed to tide us over for that time. That would have been like, that was our maiden ship, the Nina, the Pinta, the fucking Santa Maria. We had one of those ships to get us to the promised land. But then months back, they pivoted. Oh, there's going to be a brand new COD game coming out later this year. So the sentiment in the community is like, look, Warzone 2, Modern Warfare 2, it is what it is. They ain't going to fucking change much. They're already starting to focus on this other game. Like, that's going to have to be the reset. So it's I don't know, dude. Hope is dwindling.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I have like no enthusiasm to do this podcast anymore. I'm fucking. I know. Our gameplay's shit. So it's like
you were ready to walk away. He was ready to just take the keys, say, "Hey, I'm going for cigarettes," and never say goodbye.
Again, another daddy reference.
And I just am still waiting around, like. Christmas comes around, I go to the Disney on Ice, I look around the crowd, maybe he's waiting there. I don't know, but I feel like we needed to say a formal goodbye here. That said, something that's been really a trademark of this podcast, of our brand, is evaluating the cinematic content, which we've talked about. They're over that now. There's no fucking storyline we're tracking here in Warzone. They fired that team. They got offshored. But there was a cinematic with season 3. Did you watch it, and what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, was it that girl that like breaks out of the thing?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really understand what the hell it was about. I mean, it was like a cool action sequence, but like, was there one bit of dialogue in that?
It was, but it was just 2 little scenes of the characters that they've decided are like the main focus of this season. As we talked about last week, Valeria and Alejandro. It starts with Valeria breaking out of a prison, which didn't really understand what was going on there. The guy, like, armed guard, like, goes into an open jail cell, just like unaware that, oh, maybe somebody's fucking in there. But anyways, and then it's like now they've set up there like mano y mano. He's like, oh shit, he heard she escaped from prison, better round up my whole posse and like find this one person on the entire fucking planet. And then he arms himself with like the biggest fucking sniper rifle you've ever seen. Like, what kind of law enforcement duty is this guy doing where he's like, yeah, this is my right hand fucking gun here, sniper?
I don't know. I have no idea. It was very bizarre. Very bizarre.
So that's what we got. That brought us into season 3. We covered really all the changes last week. Not really much to get into. Of them, though, I think the biggest positive change, which came a day or two after, is they increased the buy stations on Ashika from 10 to 15. Would have been fucking nice if they had done that before. They also, again, as a final, clear signal that they listen to this podcast, we ranted about, hey, I don't know if the buy's up or down. What's up? Why don't they give us a little indicator? That's now in the fucking game. The redeploy balloons are back. That's really kind of it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It sucks.
And then they not unknowingly, but I don't know why, they went and redid the entire battle pass, which had already gotten redone for Warzone 2, to make it even more like indecipherable and fucking bizarre. Like, that's really a microcosm of what's gone wrong with Warzone 2, is they're innovating all this shit that doesn't need innovation, that nobody asked for innovating. Like, why does the battle pass need to be like now fucking, I'm playing the game of Risk here?
I completely agree. I don't know.
In terms of, though, where do we go? They teased some additions coming later this season. We talked about rank among the main, decontamination stations, perk package items, deployable buy stations, and gulag entry kits. Literally all things that were around with Warzone 1. Those are all they got left. If you're invested in Microsoft or Activision, I think that merger is going to go through. I don't know if you want to short sell that, but probably get your money out, because if I had to bet, the money's not going to be rolling in that much like it used to here for the Call of Duty franchise.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the question, though. Is there like a financial impact of all this bullshit, or are they still just chugging along? I don't know.
We don't know. I think they do their quarterly or maybe bi-quarterly like financial updates for their shareholders, and some of these creators will sit in on that. Curious to hear those numbers. But that's really it I got here on the agenda. It's a final episode. I don't know, like, any final thoughts on this journey. 125 episodes. We started back, I believe it was it was December, I believe 13th of 2020 is when this first episode went live. That brings us now, it's going to be Monday, April 17th, 2023. Think of how much has changed in our lives and in this world in that time. It's kind of wild.
It is wild. Yeah, it's sad, I guess. I don't know. I'm fucking over it.
What will you take away, like, most of your time in the amateur hour and in Warzone? Do you think you'll continue playing Warzone? Do you retiring there? The Cowboys going off into the sunset, or where's the career of the Cowboy going there?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll still play Warzone when friends want to play. But it's just become a lot less. I don't think that it's I don't know. It's honestly been so frustrating lately. It's like, I'm like, why am I even playing this fucking game? It's making me so upset. So, I mean, I'll still play casually. And I mean, who knows? Maybe this isn't the end. I mean, if there's like, if it starts becoming great again, like we'll get back into it. But I don't know. I just think it's more of just a step back.
Yeah.
To fucking, you know.
Well, there's been lots of steps back in the last few months when it comes to Warzone. We've tried to remain positive. The one thing I will say proudly is, you know, like we talked about in this community, there's people issuing death threats, all that. I know for a certain those fucking people aren't part of the Warzone Amateur Hour community because, you know, we don't have a ton to show. We're a small group of individuals, but I will stand by the fact, and that is the one thing that I will always be grateful for, that I'll always take away from this time on this podcast, is this incredible community of people we've built and met along the way that have supported us, strangers across the world, listening to these two jabronis get on the mic, talk about a fucking video game every goddamn Monday. It's for 125 weeks straight. So yes, please stay in touch. I believe, you know, some things will start getting phased out. Obviously going to phase out the Patreon. We don't want to continue charging y'all loyal supporters of us. I think we'll repurpose the Discord to go a bit broader, because I, Tron, am hoping to, as I've said, continue on creating content in some capacity under a new banner, the Amateur Hour Gaming banner, which there's a link in the description. We don't have any videos yet, but please subscribe. Check us out. Stay in touch. You know, say your little prayers. Journal in your little fucking journals with your feet up. Get those crayons. If you like the game, keep fucking playing it. But I don't really know what else to say, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we'll end up coming back. I would say this is just like a pause. You know, I'm not saying I wouldn't say it's like over. We're canceling the podcast. Fuck you guys. You know, we're not saying that. But I think, like, basically, like, next week, I don't fucking want to talk about Warzone, you know? Like, I just don't. There's nothing to fucking talk about anymore. It fucking sucks. You know, this used to be a positive environment, and now it's just so negative. It's like, why? Why would we just sit here and shit all over our chests, you know?
Yeah, and we're fortunate that, you know, we're not streamers. This isn't our avenue that we have to stick in this lane. We can branch out, get out of our little fucking cocoon of safety, which a lot of these guys are flipping out about. My hat's off to them. But yeah, I don't have any real final things. I've made a ton of fucking great memories. Clearly flexed the hog. Got so good at this game that you accused me of fucking cheating. Which
did.
You know, that's that. There's nothing else to take away from that. The numbers are out there. The videos are there. Let the record fucking show some shit.
Yeah. Whatever. But yeah, so that's where we're at.
So yeah, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. Incredibly special thanks to Disco Turkey for, again, our intro song, which is just an absolute fucking ripper. All y'all who have been in our Discord and our Twitter and our emails. Got a great email even this past week from Dominic and out in the UK, Devin. He's misidentifying himself. And to Mikel, who submitted us some free branding mock-ups. I don't think we're going to make use of those, but again, we fucking love you guys. We appreciate y'all. That's going to do it for us this week on the Warzone Amateur Hour. I don't know if I can close this one out. I might shed too many tears. I also don't know how to word it. But it's been great talking to you all. Until next time, which we're not sure when that's going to be.
Good luck in the gulag.
Cut.